And while New York Governor Andrew Cuomo remains under investigation for misconduct, a few gubernatorial hopefuls have announced they will be running now in 2022.
Among them is Representative Zeldin, and his new campaign ad sends a very strong message.
Welcome to the state of New York under Andrew Cuomo. Public safety is under attack due to Cuomo's liberal policies like cashless bail and abandoning our police. Punishing taxes have devastated New York families and businesses, forcing them to flee Cuomo's New York.
Okay, so joining us now is Representative Zeldin. Good morning, Congressman. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. It's great to be with you.
All right. This is shortly after you announcing, so I'm glad that you're here today. We got a lot to talk about. Your campaign ad, though, let's talk about that. We just aired part of it, full of anti-Cuomo sentiment. Is your bid to run for governor of New York something that was already in the works, or did the scandal surrounding the governor really fuel it?
I think that there were so many different factors here, one of which is that I called 62 counties during this process last several weeks to find out what everyone is thinking, what they want. And what I got was an emotional, passionate desire from so many New Yorkers to save the state. They cite many different dynamics and priorities. They talk about family members hitting breaking points, the taxes and jobs, or they might be talking about rising crime in their area or cashless bail. Other people are upset because their kids aren't yet fully back in school. Just this week, we saw the state legislature up in Albany and governor sign a new income tax rate, which is the highest income tax rate in the entire country, in order to pay for a new multi-billion-dollar fund for people who aren't legally in the country. So I would say if you were to look at what policies, what developments coming out of Albany led to this decision, it's just a combination of everything where we really have to turn things around.
You know, many New York lawmakers have called for Governor Cuomo's resignation. In a recent press release, you stated the bottom line is that to save New York, Andrew Cuomo has got to go. Now, although lawmakers are talking impeachment and resignation, those are not necessarily the views of all New Yorkers. I'm sure you've seen some of the poll numbers out there that don't support the resignation. What do you have to say to voters who think he needs to remain in office and lead New York out of the crisis?
So these poll numbers that have been coming out haven't been good. The trajectory with these polls, there are a few different pollsters who every month they come out with new information on what New Yorkers feel, and it hasn't been going in the right direction. Governor Cuomo says he's not going anywhere. He is elected to a term that is a 4-year term that ends at the end of 2022. So maybe he will stay in office until the end of that term. But there are multiple investigations at different levels of government. You have the Assembly impeachment inquiry that's going on up in Albany. And of course, there's the possibility that more accusations might come out. There might be further developments on that front. I happen to believe that just the deadly nursing home order and cover up is enough for Andrew Cuomo to resign from office, let alone all of the other different allegations that have come out, including at the, most recently we heard about the COVID-19 testing scandal where members of his family at their private residence did tests basically by state health department officials, and then the samples were moved to the front of the line at the state lab. So there are many reasons why New Yorkers have many different emotions on when Governor Cuomo's time should end, whether it be now or maybe at the end of his term.
Congressman, there's a lot of balls in play surrounding the many scandals around the governor, but is your campaign simply jumping on that, or do you have a real plan for the state of New York?
Yeah, so on all the different points that I mentioned, there's a real contrast in how to approach these issues. I would not have been creating the highest income tax rate in the country and to pay for a multi-billion-dollar fund for people not legally in our country. So that's a different direction on both fronts because people are more mobile than ever. There are legislators in Albany who feel like taxes have no effect on behavior. We say people leave the state. They say, we don't believe you, show us the proof. We should be supporting law enforcement more. We should be reversing the cashless bail law. We should have our kids fully back in in-person school all across the state. So there's a list of all different policy priorities where there's big contrast between where I am and where the governor
Understood.
is and many Democrats in Albany are.
Congressman, you've been very supportive of former President Donald Trump. Do you think you can win over a state where voters overwhelmingly did not vote for Donald Trump? In fact, Republicans have not won a statewide office since 2002.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Republicans won statewide here in New York, and it's important that all New Yorkers everywhere feel like they have a voice up in Albany, and that's part of this. I think that there should be not only a political balance of power in Albany, but also a geographic balance of power. You asked a question, and the first thing that I think about is it's the fall of 2022. You're going to an undecided voter in New York. You knock on their door and you say, what's your top priority? What's your top 3, 5, 10, 20 priorities? And what we're finding now is that folks are talking about the economy, taxes and jobs. They're talking about public safety and supporting law enforcement. They want the quality of education to be better. They are talking about the corruption because of all the scandals that are making the news. So we'll see what the top priorities are come the fall of 2022. But I feel like we're on the right side of what New Yorkers are saying are most important to them.
Yeah, there's quite some runway between now and Election Day. So thank you for coming on so quickly, and we hope to continue speaking with you throughout the term of this.
I look forward to it. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you.